Assassin's Creed is in a bad state, right? We have games like this, the gameplay you see, Assassin's Creed 2. We go from this to a game that wants to be an RPG and is not an Assassin's Creed at all. It's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And if you believe Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an Assassin's Creed, then you've had, I don't know, I mean, you just haven't played Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, or Revelations. And it's just that simple. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And the only way to bring Assassin's Creed back to grace is if we do these things. For starters, but not for long. Just for right now, we have to completely just be rid of modern day, unless it's going to be, like I said, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, or Revelations. If it's not those three games, or even Assassin's Creed 1 as well, if the modern day isn't up to par with those, then there's no point of having it, as at least for right now. Because the way the modern day is in this Odyssey, right, is clearly something that needs to be fixed and has no place in Assassin's Creed because it just doesn't line up with what we've been told since Assassin's Creed 2 at all. And it's just a waste of space inside the game. Assassin's Creed is not power ups and running charge kicks and going into a certain underground place and a character comes up with a suit and and hands the player a staff of some sort. That's not modern day. It's just pure, fantasy. It's just not real. It's not what we've known to be real Assassin's Creed. I don't know. There's a lot of people who believe Odyssey is the best Assassin's Creed, or it's a next step in Assassin's Creed, or it evolved the series, or revived the series, as people say on Twitter. But it's amazing because there's no way that these guys played Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, or Revelations. Because if they did, there would be no way to believe that Odyssey is an Assassin's Creed. So for a second, just do not make a game like Odyssey. I know there's no way they can make a game like Odyssey again, because the developers who made that game are going to make another project, some Greek mythology game for Nintendo Switch, which is very good because they'll never be touching an Assassin's Creed ever again. And I think the creative directors, writers are Ashraf and Darby, which are clearly amazing directors, right? Origins, Black Flag, you name it, right? The best Assassin's Creed games, or some of the best at least, that we've had, right? So we're already in good hands, but that doesn't really matter because most of the time when you're a creative director, you don't have complete control over the way the game goes. Someone like Yves Guillemot, could change because he's the CEO of Ubisoft. I mean, as long as there's certain people who don't put their foot in to the goodness of, development of the game, then we should be alright. But another way to, make sure that we're playing an Assassin's Creed in 2020, whether it be next year, or we're already in 2020, what am I talking about? Whether it be this year or 2021. I mean, there's just a lot of things that go into this making an Assassin's Creed. It has to be a deep story, not a story like Odyssey where you quote unquote make your own choices and have certain endings. It just takes the whole lore effect and obsession with the story. It takes that out of the game, because if you're making your own choices and you're not fully synchronized the way it used to be in Assassin's Creed, where you play the way your ancestor lived his life. You don't change things. It doesn't. There's just no. The animus, it just doesn't make sense in that case. Like, there would be no point of having animus in Assassin's Creed if you have to make choices throughout the world. It just wouldn't be Assassin's Creed at all. So that's another thing, just get rid of the choices and all these RPG elements, because it's just not, it's just not down to earth like the way Assassin's Creed used to be. And I mean, we all know that if we obviously talking to the people who really know what Assassin's Creed is, not to the kids who think Odyssey is good because they spend money on the microtransactions, right? That's also the thing they need to get rid of. And I'm pretty sure they would get rid of microtransactions. I'm sure that would be gotten rid of for sure. But there's a lot of things, right? Another one would be, start off the story fresh, right? Start off the story with an amazing character that we can connect to, which is why people wanted a sequel or a trilogy with Bayek and his wife, right? Obviously, that would be something that's a fan favorite because that's what people want. Because with Ezio, right, from the gameplay now, Ezio is someone that we were all able to connect to for 3 games straight, which is why this trilogy could possibly be the best trilogy of all time. Right around there with Batman Arkham, right? When you have a character that you can develop into and you can invest your time and your heart or whatever, you can just invest everything into that character. And you feel connected. So when they get hurt or if they die or something, you will obviously feel that type of emotion, right? Like that's how amazing games are created. That's how they get that bag. That's how they get that money and those awards because of those characters. So to the writers, that's what we need as fans, right? We need a character that can bring us back, that can especially bring you guys money as well. It's not just about us. You guys know what would get the money. I mean, that's why they're putting Assassin's Creed title over Odyssey, because they know Odyssey is not an Assassin's Creed. And they're not working together. There's several different teams that are working on these games, and they have no idea what the project is. So when the game comes out, they find out firsthand or secondhand, that this game is horrible, right? It's like, that's just how it is when there's several different Ubisofts and different, Montreal and Quebec and all these different Ubisofts. I mean, there's just different ideas. Some have the intent to completely ruin the game. Some have the intent to destroy the game. And then some have the intent to just do exactly what the other 2 developers would do. Because most of the time, getting money means stuffing the game with microtransactions and making the game look beautiful and having all these copy and paste buildings in the game, which is not real development. It's lazy development and it's money hungry, which is why Odyssey was called Assassin's Creed. If it wasn't for the money, the game would have just been called Odyssey developed by a certain Ubisoft group. It would have just been called it just would have been called Odyssey, right? But they call it Assassin's Creed because they know the franchise. They know Assassin's Creed is known for great storytelling games, great narrative, great characters, this and that, right? And just immersion, and they know that it's known for that. So using the title already, it's like using Call of Duty in your shooters, in your FPS game, right? Just using Call of Duty and put Call of Duty over any FPS name, people are gonna buy it no matter what. No, even if they didn't see a trailer or gameplay, they're gonna buy it because they know the history of Call of Duty. And people like us, we know the history of Assassin's Creed, so people buy it because it's Assassin's Creed in hopes that maybe it'll bring them back. And there's a lot of people who are falling forward and they believe Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the way Assassin's Creed is because Odyssey may be their first one. Because there's a lot of great reviews, a lot of people making fake accounts boosting Assassin's Creed Odyssey's reviews, but they cannot hide that their sales were millions and millions of dollars worse than Origins, and they can't hide that no matter what they do. And I'm sure we know that, but we need to get back to the core of Assassin's Creed, have one team develop the game, and stop allowing these teams that have the intent to ruin the game, having any part or having any say in how the game works. And then from then, just right there, we're already off to an amazing start. But maybe, just maybe, this video will not matter at all because possibly, since I'm sure the groundwork is already set for Assassin's Creed Vikings or Victory or Legacy or whatever it's called. Not Legacy. I don't even know what the names are. Kingdom. Oh yeah, Kingdom. I was thinking about Batman Legacy, but yeah, Assassin's Creed Kingdom or whatever the code name is right nowadays, right? Possibly, the game is already screwed. Who knows, right? The game could already be halfway through and they already screwed up the game. They probably have more RPG elements and the world's even bigger, filled with more copy and paste Assassin's Creed 3 textures and stuff like that. The game could possibly already ruin, but just for speculation's sake, I'm just gonna say that I feel like the best story would start off. Let's say if they do something in the Viking era, wherever the place, wherever setting may be, right? Have a character, like I said, a character like Desmond or Ezio, or even, Edward Kenway, right? Like any character that is comical and has his own, sometimes dark or funny sense of just some type of sense of humor. Like having a character as dry and bland as like Connor or Alexios or whatever, Cassandra, whatever their names are. I mean, just stuff like that is like, purposely killing the game, and we know that. And I'm sure they know that, but they don't care because, it's a money hungry thing. Which is why, this video, a couple months from now, when we get an announcement or a teaser trailer, it'll probably not matter. But I guess we'll see though. And yeah, I guess, I mean, that's it for this one, right? I mean, we'll see what happens in the next coming months. We'll see, what the teaser looking like or trailer, whatever they do. Whenever they do announce it for PlayStation, or we don't even know, but whatever comes out, I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's it. It's been your boy. I mean, hopefully you guys like this one. Just, feel free to comment if you disagree or agree with anything I said in this video. But, please do so, as a civil human being, right? But yeah, make sure you guys hit that like, hit those L's. Hit that share button if you want your friends to see this. And as well, most importantly, you definitely want to hit that subscribe button though. We're close to 80 subs, closer to 100 subs. And I can't wait for this year though. I'm definitely pumped for this year. Can't wait. Peace out.